Chief Justice. Did I tell you that the storm in the Ministry of it will be better either? So I told them, the place is better guarded. Yeah, totally. Yours is an appendix. She called me for a meeting and said, let's go to a interview for you. I'll be right here.
You have to first promise me that you will not add rumor into what we agree. It's not loud enough. The other lady said, so comforting them. Good morning.
You have had so many things you have written in the last couple of weeks about what transpired in court. I think what we need to put in clear perspective is both the judiciary and the executive are working together for the purpose of a better country and for the purpose of the common man. So really, today we're just having a discussion on how the purpose for which both the judiciary and the executive exist is the same, and we're just discussing the how. How do we go about it? So we are not going to be discussing a specific case. We're going to be discussing the general, the how. So all of you have been writing thinking that there is a rift, there is what. They are here, and they have spoken to you differently. So what we are discussing here is how does the judiciary, the executive, and the parliament work together to find a solution for all our people. So we thank you for coming, and I think you'll hear from the Chief Justice and the Honorable Prime Minister.
I want to thank you, my Lord the Chief Justice, the Honorable Ministers, for this day. I want to say, first of all, there was nothing between the two of us. We have always been close, and we shall remain close. And I want to promise you that we are going to work together for the betterment of our country. We are all trying to see that the common person is served better. And that is all. Thank you so much.
Again, I want to thank members of the media for turning up to cover this important national event. I really want to thank the learned Attorney General for making this possible. He stepped in. Both my sister and I were going to Jinja. From Mukono, she took the Katosi Road. I took the Kayonga Road, but we were going to the same destination. But what the Attorney General has done is to say there's no need going differently or reaching Jinja differently. So we converged just at the bridge, and we've entered Jinja town the way Jesus entered Jerusalem. And that's why we're here. There might have seemed that there was a difference between the Right Honorable Prime Minister and myself. No. We differed on approach, we differed on methodology, but it was not a personal or not even official difference. But we are branches of the same tree. That tree is Uganda. The tree is you and me. The people of Uganda are the tree. The three arms or branches of government are the branches of the tree that feeds the tree. For those of you who did some little biology, you know about photosynthesis. My branch has the leaves that enables the tree to survive. Her branch, that's the same thing, differently. So we are here before you to let you know that all of us, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Minister of Justice, the learned Attorney General and myself, we've learned from these incidents. We even learned that actually we are pursuing the same problem. We are dealing with the same problem. The ills that afflict our country, the ills that afflict our people, you and me. And we have agreed to pursue a different methodology, a more harmonious methodology to serve our people who need our service, for whom we hold these offices. We'll be better, we'll serve them better. The Right Honorable Prime Minister will continue with our outreach programs, with our political programs. That is her mandate. And when she discovers anything that pertains to the administration of justice, she'll let me know and we'll handle it. This is the beauty of this meeting. That's why I've thanked the Attorney General, I've thanked the Minister of Justice for being here. And please, that is the message we need to send out. There are a lot of things happening with our people, by judicial officers, by other arms of government, but we must deal with them. And deal with them we will, in an harmonious and concerted manner. But everybody, including you, members of the press, you must also help us to educate our people, to know that if you sit on your rights, you'll be trampled on. But if you assert your rights, and now the ordinary person out there may not even know that if I do this, it will save me from a lot of embarrassment, cost, and so on and so forth. The other matter which came out and I want to deal with, and the learned Attorney General will take up. There are institutions out there, not governmental institutions, which will make our people suffer. We are learning, we have not fully established, but this will be investigated. I need to speak about it. Because they make the courts of judicature complicit. The courts of judicature act innocently, act in accordance with the law, but the outcome is such that the courts were complicit. Money lenders. Money lenders.
That one.
I'm not saying all of them, but we are hearing of instances where a money lender comes to me and takes advantage of me because I am illiterate, but I need money. I need my children to go to school. I need my daughter-in-law to go to hospital. She's expecting and might get a miscarriage. So I am desperate. So I come to this money lender. Okay, you have to write here that you've borrowed this money. But the document, which I do not know how to read, says I've sold my land. So you have to put this land as security. I'm willing to put the land as security because I know I will get the money and pay back. Now, the document is not a money lending agreement. The document is sale of the land by me to the money lender. This is criminal. If it is true, it is criminal. I've had not once or twice, a handful of times. So please also educate. That's why you're useful to society. Educate members of the public. Do not be interested when there is a scandal in the judiciary. I know for you say what makes news is something out of the ordinary. Like they say, when a dog bites a goat, that is not news. But when the reverse takes place, then it is headline. But please, you have a duty to help our people access justice. You have a duty to educate our people. Like the instance which has brought us here. You can do a lot as members of the press, the print, the visual and the audio press. Please help our people. This is our country. I do not own this country more than you do. I'm Chief Justice, but in terms of ownership of this country, my sister here or my daughter here, we are
equal.
Yes. We are parity of ownership. And nobody's going to do it for us. I always say, if I can make a little contribution so that my children and grandchildren, I'm now a grandparent, can have a better country than the one I'm living in now, I'll be very happy. That will be my biggest contribution. That also will be your biggest contribution. Otherwise, I thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister, greater than me because he came over to me.
Thank you.
And you know, it takes courage. People think courage is about hitting someone. The most courageous act you can probably perform is humility. Nothing is greater than that. My sister, thank you so much. We'll work together.
Thank you.
This is our country. We'll work together and leave a print that when we were there,
This happened.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I will take 2 questions in harmony. We achieve more. We are much stronger than if I dance alone and she's dancing alone. It's not nice. But when we dance together, I mean, you see us on the stage and it's only night dancers who dance alone. so working in harmony in government. You see, that is the purpose of the 3 arms of government. We stem from one tree. And as I said, you are the tree. You and me, we are the tree. What you call Uganda is the tree. And the 3 arms stem from one. If the wind is coming from the east, I'm a bulwark because I'm on the eastern side. By the time the wind reaches the branch on the western side, I've cushioned it. So we serve one another and vice versa. So we'll work together in harmony. We'll coordinate. As I said, the Right Honorable Prime Minister will be on the ground. That is her mandate. She's not going to sit in office like the Chief Justice. She's going to meet a lot more people and hear a lot. She'll bring it to my attention. Because it is my duty when I hear this complaint, I'm not going to use a stick to knock somebody's head because of this complaint. I will investigate. I will hear from both sides and then pronounce myself and then take action. So that's really the meaning. Let me put it differently. We in the service of the people, we are hunting dogs. The President is a hunting dog. The Chief Justice is a hunting dog. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, all government ministers and what have you, we are hunting dogs. We are going to the same wilderness together. When we act together and focus on the prey, we'll be successful. But now, if I begin biting the tail of this fellow dog, we'll come back without a single game flowed down. That's the importance of harmony. When we act harmoniously, we achieve. When we begin fighting among ourselves, we lose sight of the ills that afflict our people.
Maybe
Yes,
let me, we are going to work better than how we have been. And I'm going to get more coordinated through the Minister for Constitutional Affairs and the Attorney General, then the Chief Justice. The sky is going to be the limit.
You see, if you focus on what happened, you miss the point. What have we learned from what happened? How has it made us better people? That's the purpose of our standing here. Thank you. Yes, you're the second person.
Now, let me go to the Prime Minister. When I heard you respond that incident, you used words like unfortunate, unacceptable, and total outrage.
You're asking the Prime Minister or me?
You, but I've heard you several times talk about interference.
Where we are now, we don't need those
Yes,
words.
But why I'm bringing it is how then, because the Chief Justice has expressed concern about not only the Prime Minister, but other security agencies, government.
We are going to coordinate. I'm the coordinator of government business. And we are going to coordinate better. Don't take us backward.
My chambers in private, and I was standing here. What lessons have we learned from what happened in Mengo? What lessons have we learned from the visible anger the Chief Justice expressed himself and used those words? That's why we are here.
That is history now.
Yes, going forward, we want to do the things that will not result in Mengo, result in expression. Thank you. Another lady? Oh, yes.
Good question.
You see, that's a good question. The judiciary does not enact law. It is not our purview. That responsibility lies with her as a policy maker, and then with Parliament as the legislator, Parliament and the President. We interpret and enforce the law as it is. The only time we interfere is when a law conflicts with the Constitution. Then we strike it down. But I agree with you. There is even a very unpalatable expression for what the law is. I will not say it because you know. It is always that. But many times it is also failure to understand what the law is, what the function of the judiciary is. Because nobody in the judiciary is a demigod who reads in your mind without coming to court. So you must always come to court, and this is the area where we want you to educate our people. If you come to court, the outcome could be different. So come to court, exercise your right. Nobody is going to throw you in because you've come to court. So you have relatives there in the villages, speak to them. If 5 people listen to you, that's a big contribution. That come to court. 2, engage with government. Ask the press. I'm sure you have your association. Have your meetings. Identify areas, whether of the law or this or that, where you think the direction should be different. And then present it to government. If government takes it or buys it, they will cause an amendment of the law, which Parliament would do, and you would have achieved. Let me also say, at times I think, even with lawyers, I think Kenya civil society, this is more robust than that of Uganda. I think you thrive too much on criticism, which is good. But why don't you also think of the other less critical? Oh, it is still critical, but now you're adopting a more proactive approach. As a force, you're a big force. You're louder than me. If I want to speak, I have to use your trumpet to be heard. If you were not here, I would be speaking here, nobody would know. So that means, as a medium, you're very important. Use that power which you have to engage with governments constructively. Constructively. The only thing I read in social media is this, but I never read in social media, again I'm coming back to what makes news, a position taken by the Ugandan media for government to deal with this or that as a resolution. And then for us, we take it up and we say, there is something in this. As Ugandans, I will be speaking as a Ugandan from Agagu, not as the Chief Justice of Uganda. There is something we have come up with. That's how we build our country. But if you zero too much on criticizing me, I think you hate me. You see? So even when you're saying something useful, I think you just hate me, I don't listen to you. I become thick-skinned, and but if I see you engaging with me constructively, if I think you're my friend, you come and say, how could you be so foolish? I will not take offense. Because when my friend says, how could you be so stupid? I know I have pained him, and as a friend, he wants me to be a better person. So think about that. Now, the last one. Now, sorry.
I have a dictionary here.
Now,
He's better in Uganda than all of us.